Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk Lego. It's been a long time, but we're finally back. And today, the trio are talking about Grandpa Clone Customs, an up and coming clone custom maker that may make waves in the Lego community. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk Lego. It's been a while, so we've got some nice new topics we're going to be doing this summer, and I'm here with my two co-hosts,
Minifig Central
and Brick Bucas.
And today we're going to be talking about a recent clone custom shop that has been growing in popularity with not only us but the Lego community, and that is Grandpa's Clone Custom.
It's truly a great rise in the Lego world that's helped expand collections a lot, and I think it has a very bright future.
My first experience was seeing people with the regular Phase 2 helmets in the style of like 2021, 2022 Lego clones. I didn't know at that point it was GCC, but it was still cool to see, and I definitely wanted some.
And it kind of piques your interest because you see it and you're like, wow, that looks exactly like Lego. Where did it come from? And you do some research and you find their website and you see all the great customs they have.
And that's why it's good, because it looks like Lego. It really fits in with your armies.
First subtopic on GCC is pad printing. Good or bad?
Well, obviously, pad printing is good if used right, because Lego uses pad printing and their stuff is usually higher quality.
I just love the pad printing because it fits right in with your Lego collection. You're going to display your GCC figure and your Lego figure right next to each other. They're going to look seamless. You don't have to worry about that UV printing where it looks slightly different and you're kind of thrown off and you're like, it kind of looks different, but it just fits seamless into your collection.
No, I know GCC uses pad printing, but so does Clone Army Customs. And I know that for us, I'm not going to buy from Clone Army Customs anymore because of GCC, and because Clone Army Customs is a bit too detailed for my liking.
It all comes back to fitting in with your collection, because you have the Clone Army Customs figure next to your Lego figure. It looks 10 times more detailed, and it kind of is like, this Lego clone's not as cool in a way. It doesn't have all the printing. It's just sort of a downgrade.
I think that sometimes simpler is better, though. And Lego style, I like it. And I think too much detail just is too much after a while. So let's talk about other ways of printing custom figures. Now, you talked briefly about UV printing.
What I feel is the worst way of printing is decals, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only is it a whole art project, you're worried about if you're going to mess up one spot of the print. It's just a whole process, and I can understand maybe some people have fun doing it, but for me personally, it's very time consuming. It's not that fun for me, and it's just a lot of work.
You had the Delta Squad in decal printing, right?
Yes.
That was from
AV Figures. Which shout out to them, they make great decals, but I'm not a decal guy.
I don't think I am either.
Not to mention how difficult it is to get any sort of print on a helmet. You're just going to be fiddling with that decal for the longest time.
I mean, it is worse than stickers. Yeah.
Sometimes stickers can be pretty bad.
Yeah, but if you mess this one up, there's no real going back.
I won't argue with her. Yeah. So going back to UV printing, what do you guys think about Republic Bricks? Because looking at his site, I was looking at a promo figure, and it was a Rex with a blue torso, like without the white, and it was $500 for UV printed. I don't know. It didn't look good, and I don't think it's worth the $500. I think he expects it to go up in price because there's only a few. But if you already artificially raise the price, it's not going to go up. It's going to stay at $500. So.
Yeah, I feel like with Republic Bricks, the only real draw for him is his builds. I wouldn't really go for the minifigures.
And even then, sometimes Brickfall is better.
Oh yeah. I mean, Brickfall is minifig scale, which is a huge draw for a lot of people.
And I do get that most of them are for display, which does suck. But I guess that's the compromise between the two. You go to Republic Bricks for play scale, sturdy builds, and you go to Brick Vault for display pieces and stuff like that.
Well, sort of what you're talking about with the pricing, I think that's another advantage for GCC. They have more affordable than other customizers. You can get a clone trooper for $18. Now that's very pricey, but for a custom clone, that's pretty reasonable.
And not to mention it's pad printed. And as you've told me before, the pad printing machines are not cheap at all.
I mean, you can get clone custom clones, but they're like $30.
Yeah, and I just don't think it's worth it with the detail. I think less is more sometimes, especially when it comes to GCC.
I think GCC's kind of just mastered the formula for what Lego Clone Trooper collectors want, in my opinion. Maybe some people like the highly detailed. I'm more in the simpler boat, fitting in with the Lego style. And I think they killed all their figures that they've made so far.
Now let's talk about their helmet molds, because I like their helmet molds, and some of them are even Lego. So let's talk about that.
So for their helmet molds, they use official Lego helmets sometimes, and they'll get the different colors from the Mexico factories. Like you've seen the Bomb Squad Trooper, which uses an official orange helmet. And they also now have their own mold, a GCC helmet mold, which makes the figures even cheaper. And they also have it's a 1.5 with it's the Phase 2 helmet with the fin, or is that not 1.5?
I don't know what that's called. I just call it the ARC Trooper.
The ARC Trooper helmet, where it's the Phase 2 helmet with the fin.
I mean, I do have one thing, and that is that they probably should use some helmets with helmet holes for extra customization. I just feel like that's a bit, lacking there.
I understand it though, they just got the new stuff. And I don't know if the Bomb Squad has holes or if that orange helmet is old.
It's one of the original ones, no holes.
Okay.
I think they're hesitant to use that mold just because it's kind of a controversial mold.
Well, here's the thing. They also do use custom visors that just attach to the helmet. So that's probably another reason why they don't use those helmet hole pieces.
But they have no holes on the regular Phase 2, only the ARC Trooper helmet.
Yeah, for that Fox, they just use the Clone Army Customs visor.
Which, those are kind of flimsy in their own right,
It doesn't hold very well. It's more of a display thing, I've noticed.
That's also why I would choose Grandpa's Custom clones over Clone Army Customs, because Clone Army Customs are a lot more display than they are, play, so to speak. So if you want to put them in stuff, it's not really meant for that. Like their pauldrons and their commas and stuff, they get really worn out. So with GCC comes a Discord server, which is pretty nice because you get to talk to the creators and other people that buy the stuff. And they have leaks. So if you would...
It's essentially you get to see what he's been working on. So recently he's shown that he's working on the ARC Troopers that were in Battlefront. So you have I believe this one's the Umbara Specialist?
Yeah, that's right.
And it's we'll pop up a picture. It's the orange and black one. And there's also what's this Legion? The 147?
I have no idea.
It's a olive green clone. It looks like the 212. And this figure is also coming out soon. And then there's another Battlefront ARC Trooper that's coming out.
It looks more on the side of a 501st ARC Trooper, but pretty cool leaks, I gotta say. I'm excited to see them in the shop. I might definitely get that Umbara one because I've used it in Battlefront before, so I'll definitely be getting that. Let's talk about the blank spots on their store, because they have named figures on their store that aren't pictured yet. I believe one was named Chicken Man, the Chicken Man.
Yes.
Which we're assuming is going to be Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
It is confirmed to be.
Oh, it is?
He's actually shown out the figure on the Discord. And, so I don't know when that's coming out because they actually took down those pictures.
Oh.
But they were on the website for 3 days.
Huh, okay. Do we have pictures?
Not currently. On my phone.
Okay.
But they also had a Swamp Trooper, which is going to be the olive green trooper that was shown in the league. They have a simple man making his way through the galaxy, which is going to be a Jango Fett. And
the first Mandalorian, I might say. Unless it's a Skywalker Saga helmetless Jango Fett.
Yeah, it's going to be his outfit on Kamino with the blue shirt.
Cool.
Actually, that's actually a minifigure I've wanted for a while, so that'd be really cool to have.
If not Lego, GCC.
In fact, I think we've been too focused on the clones from GCC. They also make just regular figures. We have the pregnant Padme.
That's a good one. I've seen a lot of people get that one.
Which is a direct design from the Lego game, which is a great thing that GCC does. Because we all know Lego would never make that figure.
No.
And we do have I believe it's pronounced Spawn. He's
the same species as the Grand Inquisitor, right?
Yeah.
He showed up in Revenge of the Sith.
another cool minifigure that Lego would never make.
Yeah, no, that especially for him because I mean I don't see Lego making a set even close to like that scene. I think they've already made enough
I
of it.
mean, I don't think they'd really find anything. I mean, unless they just made a ship and had him in there.
Unless he shows up in a new title, I don't expect to see him from Lego ever.
And they've also made a very well printed Anakin body.
That one's definitely a must buy for me at some point. I would definitely be grabbing that.
So they're not dual molded, it's just how he prints them, so it looks dual molded.
Okay. Still cool though.
Yes.
If it looks dual molded, still, yeah.
So another thing I wanted to talk about is how niche they've been with the figures they made. So on the website you can see the Spotted Trooper, and I believe that's the 7th Legion. And I mean, nobody would ever expect this to be made. It's literally your concept art.
GCC is basically Lego fans, like Star Wars fans, fan service. Like they do all the niche stuff that only the true, I say true fans, but I mean, I say that lightly. Because there are some people that are big fans of Star Wars who have no idea what these things are. But, you know, the people that look up niche stuff and, like, read comics or play the Battlefront games will have a fun time in GCC. Dude. They also have the Anaxis Troopers, which are Mace Windu's from Season 7. And you only see them for a few seconds. I mean, it's not as niche as Legions, but still, you have to, like, really look to find them.
It's just awesome to get them. They look awesome. They were only showing up for like half a second. It's just really cool to get them. And let's not forget to mention the named clones. I mean, this is something Lego pretty much refuses to do unless you're a commander. So it's awesome to be getting the, I wouldn't say lesser known, but not as well known clones that we all love watching the show.
The only named trooper outside of commanders that Lego has made is ARC Trooper Hammer, which is, he's kind of expensive now. He was in an old battle pack. Other than that, GCC has stepped up in the name game, if you will. I mean, you have the ARC Troopers of Echo and Fives.
Correct. And I think it's just going to be awesome once they continue to build out their catalog. You're going to get so many more named clones, and it's just going to be awesome in a couple of years once they've just made way more clones.
Do you think once they get more popular and once they get more molds and more, you know, followers and people who are going to, you know, ask for more clones, do you think they're going to raise prices at all, or do you think they're going to stay like $18 to $30?
It seems to me that GCC is very community friendly because, in theory, I think everything's selling on their website. They could easily price higher, but it seems they truly have love for the Lego community and they're pricing fairly. So I hope that continues. They could get more pricey, but me personally, I believe in him to keep it fair for the community.
I'm also looking at the site and I'm seeing the Rex smiley helmet, which I think is, it just goes to show that they're, I mean, I don't know if the community asked for it, but it's still like out of the box, like something you would never think of, but it's still, I want to get it, you know?
He likes to have fun with his customs, which I love. It's customs. Let's have some fun.
Right? It makes me want to get a pad printer and just make my own stuff, like make weird, out of the box stuff, you know? Do we have any negative points on GCC?
I mean, I did bring up the helmet holes for some who want that. I mean, I don't know anyone who is really pushing for that, but, you know.
My personal only negatives are things that will just get washed out with time. For example, like the website's not always open. You can't just, oh, I got paid today, let me buy some GCC. It's not really like that. You gotta wait for their drop. But I will say it kind of makes it a bit more exciting, but it kind of sucks. Things go out of stock, and you don't know when they're gonna come back. That kind of sucks. You gotta sometimes rely on resellers of GCC to get the figures. And I think all that, as the company gets bigger, it's just gonna kind of wash away.
I think one of my gripes is that they print the pauldrons and just like Lego, they print the stuff on and they don't make their own stuff. But I understand it's probably not the cheapest thing to do, nor is it really the easiest, because looking at other versions of like the cloth versions or the 3D printed, there's always like something that's really off. So, I mean, it's still a thing I have against them, but like it's not a huge thing.
It also does suck that you kind of gotta outsource for your pauldrons. They have made some camos, which I think look good, but for the pauldrons you gotta kind of go somewhere else, which I understand now, but in the future I do hope they add it.
All right, I think that's everything with GCC, and we are going to move on to news with Minifig Central. We have some great leaks for you today, and one that just came out this morning.
Now, Billy, I know you're very excited about this one, so I don't know if you want to cover it.
Okay. So just 6 hours ago, as we're recording this, the Walt Disney camera for $100 got leaked today. I believe it was a Frenchman who found it on a shelf, I believe, or just leaked the photos. And it's a film camera. And next to the film reels is a 1, which gives it the 100, the 100-year anniversary of Walt Disney, and you have it on a tripod, and there's a nice film reel that comes down. And what's cool about this film reel is that you can, I believe you can pull it through and look through the lens, and it looks like you're shooting a scene. Either that, or there's a printed piece inside of the eye lens. Either way, it's such a cool touch because there's a bunch of Disney scenes on the film reel. And it comes with 3 minifigures and 2 new molded animals. It comes with classic Mickey, classic Minnie, Walt Disney, a new molded Dumbo, and a new molded Bambi. And this is all for $100. It's only 811 pieces, but I think the expensive part is definitely the reel, because it's a new piece, and especially with the Bambi and the Dumbo, those are 2 new molded pieces too. So I think it's fair. It's definitely a fair price. I wouldn't back down from getting it at all. I think I'm going to get it, definitely, on September 1st. So that's our first leak, fresh off the press.
All right, and another leak that I'm very excited for is it's been 5 years, so we're getting another visual dictionary, and it's going to come with a new figure. So right now the placeholder image is a female figure, but the placeholder image isn't accurate to what the figure is going to be. So it's a very open-ended leak. We can get any figure. It's going to be exclusive, so I'm very excited.
What do you think the figure is going to be? If it is a female figure, what do you think it'll be?
I honestly have no idea. If it's whatever this placeholder image is going to be, it doesn't look very special. I know a lot of people in the comments keep joking around it's going to be a Luke. I'd be very disappointed if it was a Luke, and let's just hope not to have another Luke.
I think it's a good possibility of Luke, because they just came out with the diorama not that long ago, and they got the new hairpiece. They probably want to show it off and give it to a bunch of people, They want to make it not exclusive anymore. So that's what I think the figure's going to be. I think it's going to be that Return of the Jedi Luke with the new hair.
And we won't find this out until next year. You can pre-order it on Amazon, but it doesn't come out for another year. So if you really want to, go ahead. And the third leak is a Larry and Morton's airship expansion set. Now, I'm not really big on the Mario theme. I do know some kids are. I've seen them at the Lego store, all hyped up about the Mario sets, and it does look like a good addition. You just get 2 airships for their respective Larry and Morton, and I think it'll be exciting for the Mario fans.
I think it's nice to get more of Bowser's children, because I don't know how many they have right now, because I'm not in the loop with that either. I don't know if they had a Larry. I think they had a Mort, but still, the expansion packs for something like this is going to be so nice for kids.
But our last leak is a Corvette. It's going to be 150. It's got 1,210 pieces. And
does it say what kind of Corvette, or does it just say Corvette?
It just says Corvette. I'm not a car guy, so I can't really.
It looks like a 50s Corvette, 50 or 60. I don't know exactly what kind, but I know I've seen the car in ads before, which is strange because it was on the same day this leaked.
And honestly, 0 complaints about the build. They look sharp. If I was into the Lego car scene, it would be a must-buy, no doubt.
I mean, even just looking at it sleek, I would, if I wasn't saving money for Star Wars stuff, I would definitely get it, because it's definitely going to be eye candy on a shelf for sure. And everyone knows how intricate Lego makes those cars. So, there's going to be an engine and pistons and a wheel, and the wheels are going to turn. It's going to be, top of the line stuff. Lego's been expanding on their cars, which may be a topic for another time. And with that, our news segment is over, and so is this podcast episode. It's nice to be back after a while. I know we took a pretty long hiatus, but with this new style we're doing, it's not as complicated, so we could probably get things done pretty fast. So
pump out more content more efficiently, we're hoping.
And hoping to get it on some audio apps, maybe, not just YouTube. It might be in 2 places at once, YouTube and preferably SoundCloud, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of listening app that could just be easier for our fans to listen to.
And if we have anything visual, you can go on YouTube if you want to see any pictures, and then just listen, relax, and listen on an audio app. Or if you have YouTube Premium, you could just do that still. Just put up the video and turn it off your phone. Just listen. With that, I think we are done here. Thank you, Rick Lucas, Breaking Central.
Yeah, thank you for listening in, everyone.
Yeah, head over to Grandpa's Custom Clones. Go check them out. Link in the description. And we will see you hopefully next week.